Okay, hello guys and girls, and welcome back. It's your boy Big John here, and today we're just going to go over a bit more about market structure and how Neo can help you during this process. I'm even going to explain to you how I actually lost $7,000 on a trade of gold and how I was able to make the money back with tax. If you just pay attention to this simple idea of market structure. Obviously, we have Neo, the indicator as well. And if you're interested, all you have to do is just message me after the Zoom call and you can figure out how you can get access to this product, which pretty much does most of what I'm explaining automatically for you. But I will show you so people can learn as well as having an indicator. So let's just get straight into the wax work. So what I'm even going to do first is I'm going to switch off the indicator. That's what I'm going to do. So I've switched off Neo, and this is just a plain market structure as most people are used to. The only indicators I've got on now is a weekly separator, which is green, and my daily separator, so I can see each days of the week. It just makes it easier and more visually, just more easily visual for us to see it. Let's just call it that. So I started looking at trades, buy trades on gold last week from Tuesday. Now, why I started looking at it on Tuesday is kind of funny because I started to see more of the basis of what I've already had in trading, which is market structure and how it's formed. I showed you in the last video. I've shown you in a gold full course tutorial as well before. But I started to say that, hey, as long as the market starts to break certain levels of structure, we should continue to trade. Now, my thing is I actually did go down to a lower time frame, which was like the 30-minute chart, to try and look for this breakout of structure. But realistically, we want to pay attention to the 4-hour chart. And we're going to be paying attention to the candlestick patterns, which I've told you before. So the main thing we're looking at here is every single time a high is formed, is when you see a bullish and bearish candle beside each other like this, the twin pattern. And whenever you see a bearish and bullish candle, that's a low. Now, don't make this overcomplicated for yourself at first. Just keep it simple. A bullish bearish candle is a high and a bearish bullish candle is a low. Simple. Now, over here, we can already see that there is basically a high being formed. What I like to call these highs, boom, 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 here. I like to call them sell order resistance, basically. Resistance, is that right? There. Forgive me if my typing is not correct, but yeah, so this is basically a high, but it's a resistance level. Resistance levels and support levels, they like to be broken, retest, and then they can continue. That's what you call a turncoat resistance, or obviously if it's a support, if it was vice versa. So if we just invert the chart, this would be a turncoat support. So a price would break through, it would come back up to here. Sorry, this would be a turncoat resistance. So this would be a turncoat resistance because price breaks through, pulls back, and price continues to sell back down. Now, obviously, if this was a buy trade, this would be a turncoat support because price breaks through, pulls back, and continues. So the whole idea of what I was trying to look for on this Tuesday, the 10th of February, was a continuation of a buy trade. So as we can see, the market started to move. I was really what I should have been doing. First and foremost, my first error was to wait for price to break this level. Again, is where the bullish and bearish candle was because that is where the sell order resistance is. So we can see as price started to move in the market, I was getting a bit excited. My entry was kind of lower in the 30-minute chart. If we just go over to here, let me see, I entered pretty much at this point. So if we was to go over to the 30-minute chart, you'll see what happened was either the 30 or the 15-minute. Could have been the 15-minute. So let's go over to the 15-minute. Yeah, here, boom. So yeah, this is pretty much where I entered, which was around this point here. So you can see price action had broken through. So I was looking at this again. Imagine this being a 15-minute sell order resistance level. We had a break and a possible retest and a continuation. I would put a big, so people can see here. For me, this is a big X. Don't go down to the lower time frames to try and look for these setups because I'm not saying it doesn't work. Yes, it can work, and it's relative to what you're looking for. If you're looking for 5 to 10 pips, yes, you can do all of that stuff. I'm not looking for 5 to 10 pips. It's not how I trade. I'm looking for 50 to 100 to 150 pips in a trade. Some people can say it's too much. It's how I trade. It's how I'm comfortable trading, and it's how I've shown many profitable trades throughout my trading career, being able to do that. So that was my first mistake, was looking for a trade setup against the 4-hour sell resistance and trying to get a 15-minute entry of a break of structure here. Now, I like to call these internal breaks of structure. Again, I went over this in the last video, which will be linked in the description for this video. And also, I've got a full 1-hour course on gold trading with that also includes supply and demand, which again will be linked in this video. So anyway, now that was again my secondary mistake, was selling against this 4-hour level and looking for a lower time frame entry. We go back over here and just get rid of this level here. Boom. So as we pay attention to this right now, remember I'm doing this all naked trading, people, at the moment, no indicators. I know some people get funny with indicators, but hey, indicators help me, boy. So now we can see straight away, boom, price is struggling to break through this area. So we're just going to keep fast forwarding it and see what happens. Boom. And this is exactly what happened. It's funny because I had a Zoom call trying to teach a member about this. And whilst I was in it, it's because I had my early entry. Now, when I took this early entry and gave this out to any members of my group, I already explained to them, use low risk because we need price to break above here for it to actually be considered a proper buy trade today. And again, this was all documented. Anyone that's in my groups you can just go through my chat and you can see on this day around Tuesday, February the 10th, that there was clear messages explaining to people about this level. It's not something that just appeared. It was something I was fully aware of. I tried to take the chance and it failed. This is what happens sometimes when you try. You got to understand if it fails, well, you tried and you knew there was a problem there. So anyway, we continue with this now. Okay, we move forward. So once this did happen, what did we have here, guys and girls? Again, now we had a double level here. We don't just have a singular level. We've got a double sell resistance. Why do we have a double one? We've got one here and we've got one here because what do we have? A bullish, bearish candle. Again, so we've got a 4-hour high here and a 4-hour high here. So this has told us, if you look at this and put it in layman's terms, very short, sell orders have been placed in the market with a confirmation of these two candles closing, and some more sell orders have been placed in the market with a confirmation of these two candles. So obviously, at this point, I haven't seen a 4-hour break of structure yet. So I'm not looking to get into the market yet. I'm waiting for this 4-hour break of structure to come into fruition. I'm waiting for it to appear. So we haven't seen nothing yet. We're just going to wait. Boom, boom, boom. Nothing yet. I'll tell you when we got it and I'll tell you why. Boom. Now, what do we have here? We actually have the 4-hour break of structure at this point. Why do we have it, guys and girls? Now, if you pay attention, again, anytime one of these candle, and I always use the wick tops and wick bottoms, you can see that this has now broken this level here. Boom. So from here to here, this candle has now broken. So this is my internal bullish BOS 4-hour. Yeah, boom. Might not be able to fit all in there, the information, unless I zoom in. But yeah, boom. This is my internal bullish BOS. So this is giving me an indication that buyers have stepped back into the market. This is what we're seeing here. Now I'm teaching you this, guys and girls, so you can see it from a manual point of view, where you can also understand how my brain is processing this and what you can see. Again, you can take this and run with this a million miles and do whatever you want with it. But if you use this with Neo, again, Neo does this automatically for you. It doesn't print out this breakup structure. It actually just gives you the arrow when it appears. If I switch this back on, you will be able to see now. Boom. So you can see Neo's automatically printing out these zones. You can have it's where it says confirmation 1, confirmation 5. These are the zones, the same zones I'm drawing. And if I actually just go forward 1, boom, you can see the breakup structure is just a simple arrow there. So you have this already on Neo, and Neo actually tells you the strength of these breakup structures with velocity as well. And this is what we're able to use at the moment. As you can see, this table over here lighting up like a Christmas tree. So I'm just going to switch this back off for now because I'm here to teach you about structure. Do you understand? As well as using Neo. Okay. So boom, we can see that we had our breakup structure. As soon as this happened, I was able to get us guys and girls an entry in this trade. And we was actually getting in profits in this trade. If you go down to the 1-hour chart, here, let's even go down to like the 15-minute chart to make it better for you. So you can see, boom. So as soon as we've got in this trade, and this was going in around about, it's probably about 7 in the morning, something like that. 7 in the morning, might have even been just a bit later. It was literally around about this point. So it was even about 9 in the morning we've got in there. So I think we got in just after, or just around about that time. No, it must have been 7 because it was just after that break of structure. Yeah, and it wasn't 10. Just making sure. Yeah, I don't believe it was 10. Let's just go back over to here. Make sure that our line is nice. Yeah, so it was. So it was 6 in the morning. Yeah, so it was literally 6 in the morning. We was on an early bird mission here. Okay, yeah, here, boom. This is better. So you can see, as soon as the market closed here, we had to wait a little bit before we got our breakout, but eventually at 9 o'clock in the morning, London time, which would have been about 5 a.m. NY time, I think that is. So boom, we managed to get our breakout. Now, this wasn't a terrible trade, people. For gold, this wasn't a terrible trade. Because remember, we've managed to enter from here. We had a little bit of drawdown, so about 17 pips drawdown. And then we was able to get a trade that went about 50 pips. Now, some people might say 500 pips, but really and truly, when you start counting it like that, it's actually points, not pips. So it would have been about 500 points, about 50 pips, just to make it in layman's terms for you. So that's not actually a terrible trade. We were actually all in seeing profits at this point, but obviously we wanted more from the trade setup. Now, of course, if we go back over to the 4-hour time frame here, boom, we're going to go back over to the 4-hour time frame. Now, we can easily see what happened as soon as NFP news came into play. Yeah, as soon as it came into play, people, as soon as it came into play, we can see that price action failed for the next 4-hour candle coming into NFP before New York started to open. Yeah, because NFP is at 1:30 p.m. here. So that would be like 8 something, I believe, in the morning in New York, if I'm correct. If I'm not, let me know. But you know how it goes. So as soon as it came in, boom, we started to see price action pulling back at this point here. Why did it pull back, people? It pulled back because I'm telling you, these levels are gold. And remember, Neo automatically prints these sell order resistance levels for you, or support order resistance levels for you, support levels for you. You know what I'm saying? So this is what is amazing here. So price action actually held through. It didn't want to break this level. Cool. We already know that. So let's move forward from this one now. Okay. So at this point, when we had this rejection, we had a possible chance to put a break even on our trade or not. So right now, currently, gold is giving me an impulse detection. I saw it on my phone. So I'm going to come back to this, but let's just see what the market is doing currently so we can see if we can catch something live in the market while this is happening. So right now, it's telling me that there's an impulse for a sell before Neo's even loaded up. Neo doesn't have to be switched on for me to get these alerts, but I can tell that it's starting to put the sell velocity there. Boom, because it's a bearish candle. Now, it's funny that I'm saying that, and it's good that you can see this while the market is moving live, like I've explained to you. Because what do we see forming here, people? What is this right now here that Neo is showing us? Right here. What is this, guys and girls? Anybody that knows, let me know. What is that right now? Just let me know in the chat. What is this gray area right now? I've literally just been speaking about this for the whole of the start of this Zoom call. What is this gray area forming right here? It's creating itself. Slow it down. Think possible. Yeah, no. I see what you've done. I see what you've done. Sorry, let me correct myself. Sorry, T. But what is the area though? We know the candle formation, but what is the area? What is it telling us that could be happening here right now? Think about it. What is it just telling us? Simple. Remember, we just got it. There we go. So it's a sell resistance. So you can see what's happening. This is why I said Neo's good, because it's telling us that there's a velocity. Now, for those that don't know about velocity or watch this video, what Neo's actually breaking down for you and what this table here does, the futures table, is it takes the actual futures pairs, sorry. So what happens is that we're getting, basically, just to make it short form for you, when we trade something like XAU USD on Oanda, we're actually seeing the broker's price based on what the futures are actually doing. The futures are not named like this. They're named like JPY is named like 6J. Dixie is obviously Dixie, the dollar. There is actually one for gold as well that I've actually figured out as well. The Swiss franc is named like 6S and so on. So what it's telling us is that I haven't got it on my chart at the moment, gold. I've just got it off. It doesn't matter. But what it's actually telling us is it's showing us that GC, which is gold, is actually pulling away from Dixie. So right now, GC is selling and Dixie should be buying. This is what's happening. And this is why we're getting this velocity telling us that it's a velocity 2.5. Do you understand? So it's pulling away at a decent speed. That's why it says God sell there. But right now, we can still see price is not confirmed with this move just yet. So you can see as it's pulling back, it's going to strong sell now because we can see prices pulling back. But if we start to see more of an aggressive sell, it will stick onto God sell. And then if it becomes really aggressive, it will change into hyper sell. Yeah. So now, boom, let's just go back to it. So we can see, I thought it might be a big move. It's not. It's good. My alert just gave me an indication. Hey, go and check gold. And this is exactly what I did live for you guys and girls to see. But what we would be expecting is price to break below this level. And I'm going to explain that to you as we go back from our previous breakdown. So let's just go back. We know gold is nothing scary there. We've got a little alert just to tell us this is what Neo does for you. So let's just go back here. Boom. So we're going to go back to where we was here. Cool. And we're going to just switch off Neo. So we've got a nice clean chart for us. Boom. Okay. And let's go back here. Cool. So again, this was telling me that, hey, when price came back like this and even closed like this, I should be looking to either put a break even here at this time, or I could start to see what the trade's going to do, understanding that I could lose my trade because price has not broken above this sell order resistance. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go forward. So as soon as price did this breakout here, boom, it gave me the confirmation of this break at this point here. Now you might be saying, okay, so we've broken above it, so we should be looking at a continuation of a buy. Yes, we can. 100% we could be looking at that continuation based on what we can see here. But we're going to do this. Look, hold on. Boom. What we are going to do is say that this is what you should be doing for your trade management. We've broken above, and people wonder, how do people do this? Where they learn how to move. Hold on, let's do this. They learn how to move their stop loss into profits. How do you trail your stop loss? Well, this is actually something amazing that can help you with trailing your stop loss as you learn and master this technique. So the first thing we should have been doing here is moving our stop loss from wherever it was, if it was down here, all the way up into right here, which would have been our entry point right here. Boom. As soon as this candle broke through, because it's either going to continue and buy, or if it starts to pull back, then it's not our trade. Ideally, we're just not going to hold the area. You know, we can lie to ourselves sometimes and say, hey, it should, or you can make it a bit more free. I'm not going to lie, I make it a bit more free sometimes. But realistically, if they've made a conscious decision to buy, it should continue to buy. Do you understand? So you could put yourself at a break-even stop loss at this point. So far with everything I'm explaining, are people following what I'm saying here? I'm trying to make this as descriptive as possible using no indicators, which is something you don't often see me do here, people. So are you following what I'm saying at the moment, guys and girls? Yeah? Cool. And I want it to be this way so it appeals to people that actually want to learn about trading itself. And I can understand that I do know how to trade without indicators as well. I just prefer to use them because it does everything I need automatic. We're in 2026, people. Really and truly, come on, it's 2026, man. AI and everything's taking over the world. Let's just be honest. So now, boom. So let's move forward from here. So we've put ourselves at a break even here at this point. So you've got a decision. You're either going to get taken out of this trade, break even, or it's going to buy probably back to the all-time highs or somewhere else. Yeah, cool. So we move forward from this trade. Now, sorry, before we move forward, what has happened here already? We've got another bearish bullish candlestick pattern. So what does that tell us? As we were trying to break through in the market, the next candle has told us, hey, sellers have pushed themselves back in this market. So if you didn't put a break even from this candle breaking out, then you've seen this again, sellers coming back into sell order resistance. Another 4-hour bunch of sellers have come in. This was definitely your sign to move your stop loss from wherever your lows were here, right, to our entry here, because this is telling you, hey, we rejected this one. We did break through, but now we've got a possible caution sign. This is what we got. We've got caution. And we got here. Can I do sign? Yeah. I like to use emojis, but I'm going to go through all of them. I'm sure it's in there somewhere anyway. Well, camera. Can I find it quickly? Boom, boom, boom. Come on, be good to me. There we go. Beautiful, muy bueno. Look, boom. So there we go. We got a caution sign here. This is what this is showing you, caution. So this would give you the idea to put your stop loss at break even at this point, okay? So we're just going to move this out of the way. Boom. So now let's just see what happens next. Boom, boom. There. Boom. Straight away, you would have got stopped out of this trade. Perfect. No problem, because you haven't lost no money. This was something I didn't do, and I was in drawdown at this point. I was hoping I wasn't going to lose money. Now, we'll see as we continue here, price continues to start showing us some type of movement. So at this point here, it gave me, for the first time so you guys can see, guys and girls can see, we're going to remove the drawings, yeah? At this point, it actually gave me and we're going to just change this color just so people out there can see it. Boom, 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 boom. Just quickly. It actually gave me this time a support order here, H4. Yeah. So it actually gave me a support order H4. So this was for buys that could be happening. Yeah. Literally, it's told me, boom. So I'm getting a bit more confident that, okay, buyers could start to kick back in now. I'm holding my trade. I haven't moved it to break even. Remember, it's giving me this. But remember, at the same time as we got this, we do have the sells up here. Literally, we've got the sells up here as well at the same time. Okay. So there's nothing that we're running from here. We know that it's a bit of a 50-50 at this point. We literally got the sells and the buys here. So it's either going to break down lower or it's going to go above. So let's just see what price action actually does. You can see price is trying to hold it. So the buyers are fighting to hold this level. Boom. So this was the Wednesday. Boom. So remember, we got in on the Tuesday, we lost. We got in on the Wednesday, we're holding drawdown now, even though it went into profits. Boom. So we're in on the Thursday now, holding this Wednesday order. This is what happened to me. Okay. Boom. And then what happens here? I remember Nick messaged in the group and he said, John, gold's gone. I've even got the velocity alert appearing. At this point, I've got so many alerts. I've got like 70 alerts popping off. But this is because I had my velocity set to the 1 hour, not set to the 4 hour at the time, which now I've changed. I've made my velocity alerts on the 4 hour, so I get a lot less alerts appearing as you've seen them appear in live in the market. So boom, we've got this now. So obviously at this point, I've had to close my trade. Ridiculous. At this point, I've only taken about $4,000 loss. So obviously the losses have built over the day. So we've got about $4,000 at this point. I had to close it. I said, boy, I can't hold this because if it just starts melting, it's game over. Had to close it. But what did you see happen here, people? That was so crucial and why I tell you these levels are crazy. You can see that price action tried to hold this level, but as soon as it broke it, we started to see sells. Now, this isn't a problem because you follow what the market does, okay? We're following it, people. We're following it. Obviously, I'm not going to look to enter a sell after that because that was a ridiculous sell. It's already done pretty much everything you needed in that move. Some people would have tried to, but, you know, this sell here was pretty much coming towards the tail end of the day. So now we go into the next day, which is Friday. Friday actually had CPI on that day. So now what we actually had here, people, guys and girls, if we go over to the daily chart, we actually had a Neo signal appear. Now, Neo actually generates signals for you, buy and sell signals, just so you guys and girls can see. I might have switched off my position tool. I do have the information. Sorry, let me go here, just so anyone can see that doesn't have Neo. Let me just see quickly. I switched it off. Yeah, boom. So it actually gives you stop loss, take profit, and everything like that here as well. I've just switched it off in the settings just so I can do more analysis. If you go here, show info, you're going to see it's going to pop up with stop loss, take profit, and everything here. You're going to see it right now. Just let it load up a second. Boom. So you can see how it appears. It appears with stop loss, tells you short or buy. Neo does this. Now, this setup of what Neo does like this, between every single pair, I've worked out all the mathematics, all the everything. It's got a 40 to 60% win rate. I've even shown people from all the results from all the free trades I've given out. The link for the free trade group will be in the description below. I'm giving out all the trades from here for free. So you can literally make money from Neo and then use that same money to purchase Neo. I kid you not, people. Like, I'm not trying to take anybody's money in any sort of crazy way. The main reason I'm doing that is so I can show, you know, I've created something. I want to show it actually works. And the best way to do that, and no one can complain, is if I give you free signals from it. I give everybody free signals. You can join the group. It's right there. You can see all the information. So you can see if you do purchase it, it actually makes sense because, look, hey, it gave me free signals for 3 months. You know what I mean? So boom. Anyway, now, this is what happens. So this is a 40 to 60% win rate. Everything I'm teaching you now is what Neo's being built to increase that win rate from 40 to 60% to 70 to 80%. So boom, what we're going to do is we're just going to switch this off. So it's just not in the way of anything. So I'm just going to go back to here, switch this off. Boom. All right, so we're going to go back over to the daily time frame as well, people. Yeah, okay. Boom, 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 boom. And what actually happened here is one of the main confluences for that to happen on the chart. Yeah. Let's switch this off first. Boom. One of the main confluences for that to give us a signal on NEO is the daily IFVG. So here was the daily IFVG area. This is where an FVG would have been, a bullish FVG. Now, obviously, it got broken with that big sell candle on Thursday, and it created a daily bearish IFVG. Okay, so we're going to go here, daily bearish IFVG. Okay, cool. Boom. So now when we go back down to the 4-hour chart, guys and girls, you can even see how price starts to react to this daily bearish IFVG at this point. Okay, boom. Gold might be selling, so I can see USD CAD is buying, which again was a free signal I gave to every single person, just so people can see. Just give me 1 second. We're going to continue with this, but I just want people to be able to see this. Give me a second. Give me a second. We're gonna go. Okay, right there. Boom, boom, boom. Here. Look at this, guys and girls. So we're gonna go over into Telegram quickly. Can you see Telegram? Just give me a yes if you can see Telegram. Yeah. Just give me a Y in the chat so I can know you can see Telegram quickly, and we'll go back over to TradingView in a sec. Can you see Telegram? Yes. T, can you see Telegram? Tim said he can see my Telegram. Can you see it? Should be on a share screen on Telegram. Cool. All right, look here, look. So just to prove to everyone that I'm giving out these trades for free. Look, see, this is even when I took my losses on gold. Boom, transparent. Cool. And then USD CAD, what was it? Boom, here. So I told everyone USD CAD long buy trade. This is Neo generating this. I didn't have to look for this trade. Neo told me to look for this trade. Then we see the daily IFVG was bullish with one as well. So that's one of the confluences of what we're seeing now. Boom. So here, this is a free trade I gave to every single person, told them. As soon as we got the trigger for USD CAD, I said USD CAD buy trade entries now. Obviously, I'm trying to be as proactive as possible, but you know, sometimes I'm going to fall asleep when the trigger happens. If you don't want to miss the trigger, then just purchase Neo and you can see when it triggers and stuff. But obviously it's free, you know what I mean? So I've tried my level best. But look, I gave everybody entry. USD CAD is buying right now as well, guys and girls, literally as we speak. So I've got my phone open with the trade open as well. And I'm still in this trade as well. I've got actually a good few positions at 378 lot size, just so you can know. So boom. So anyway now, we're going to go back over to TradingView. I just wanted to show people the proof of what I'm saying here as well, whilst we're in the Zoom call. So we'll go back over to TradingView. Boom. So you can see my TradingView now, guys and girls. Yeah, you can see it. Yeah. Sorry. So now, anyway, okay. So boom, with this whole setup here, remember we've got the break of structure, which is bearish. Yeah. We've got the daily IFVG. We've even got a daily break of structure as well, which isn't one of the main confluences of Neo subs, it's the daily IFVG. Boom. So obviously Neo has now gone forward and popped up with a possible boom. Let me do this. So take it back here so we don't rush. Neo has now popped up with a sell trade entry. Anyway, don't worry about this one for now. But it's popped up with a sell trade entry at this point. Yeah, cool. If I switch on Neo, it should even give us, there we go, boom. There's the Oracle zone. So the Oracle zone gives us an idea of where the most activity happened from yesterday that's happening today. So what it would do for us now is it would give us our entry from here and our stop loss up here as well. So our stop loss would have been here. And whatever you set Neo to, 1 to 2, 1 to 1, 1 to 3, 1 to 4, is where it will automatically map out where your take profit level is. Naturally, I've always got a 1 to 3. So this would have been the sell trade set up for us here, just so people can know. We just leave that one in the background like that for now. I might delete it just so it's not in the way, but yeah. Cool. So now what happened is that as soon as gold went into this daily bearish IFVG, I've now seen price on this 2 a.m. candle do this, create another sell order here. I'm just going to get rid of this one here. I'll leave this line here so we know where the stop loss was and where the entry was. We'll just do that. So just in case I want to bring it back. Yeah, cool. I'm gonna close Neo. So it's not on the chart, blocking us. Cool. So now at this point, I'm saying, hey, price action could actually sell for a continuation of the move because we do have obviously the breakout, the daily bearish IFVG, the Neo signal, and we've got basically a high forming on the 4 hour for continuation of a move. Okay, again, John, stop doing this because now this is where you start jumping. You understand? This is where you start jumping, yeah? And you don't need to do that. You don't need to jump because it will tell you, the market will tell you everything, and Neo can help you tell you everything as well. Boom. Okay, so this is why my mistake was there because again, I'm seeing that the highs formed. So there's two things that's going to happen here. I'm either going to have a very great entry in this trade setup with less risk to with more risk to reward. Imagine that goes all the way down to the 1 to 3. Yeah. So this would have been like a 1 to 8 now. Boom, something mad like that, maybe even 1 to 10, because obviously my stop loss is a lot smaller from my entry and etc. compared to all the way up here. So this is obviously what it was. It was FOMO. I didn't want to miss. I wanted to get in. I wanted to get the best risk to reward, everything. It wasn't necessary. Just wasn't necessary, guys and girls. Cool. So let's see what happens now. We move forward. Boom. Now, straight away, price action creates a very small support order H4 here. So this isn't a good sign because now we're in a 50-50 zone again. It's either price is going to break up or it's going to break down. So we might as well call this red line, we just change it green for the sake of it because it's such a small support order zone. Just so you can see it, guys and girls. It's either price is going to break down and continue to sell or it's going to break up and continue to buy. So we have to see. Boom. Now you can see what happened. They tried to break this level. This is why these levels are so key. Look at what price does when it gets there. People would have got in with FOMO. Yeah, it's going to sell, it's going to break. And then look, it's whipped it all the way back up. Then they tried to break through this one, they whipped it. So the buyers and the sellers were fighting in this position. We had buyers and we had sellers. So we had buyers coming through here. I want you to know, guys and girls. And then we had sellers as well in the same area trying to break through, but it wasn't working. Watch the story unfold. It wasn't working. Yeah, it just wasn't working at this point. And then who eventually wins this? Boom, the buyers win it. Now, why again was this so far as I'm speaking, why was this my entry on the close of this bearish candle a no-go? Does anyone know? Why was this a no-go, people? Tell me, what do you think? Oh, I'm in bloody stinking profits. Oh, I'm just gonna post my profits in the group quickly. Oh, I'm in bloody stinking profits. From that USD CAD trade as well. So, and this is live trading as well, people. Live trading before anybody says, "Oh, you don't trade live or this," or I don't know what they want to say. Whatever they got to say, this is live. I showed you the signal before. This is me in the market. I'm just about to post it in that same group now. How much profits I'm in from USD CAD buy. Boom. Yeah. And I'm in this same trade on multiple accounts. I'm in this on hyper growth accounts, which I did take losses from, and I'm on the same trade in the bot accounts as well. So not only my account, I'm in it on two different sets of accounts, which are people's accounts that I'm managing as well, just to show proof of live trading. Boom. Resistance above, boom. So no, what the problem was here, James, is I didn't wait for price to break the low. Now, the low at this point would have been down here. You do get this sometimes, which is a bit annoying, but always use the first candle as a reference, yeah? Don't worry about the second candle because sometimes the second candle can jump. Use the first. Price had to break this low for me to look for sell continuations. I was being impatient. This is what needed to happen. Do you understand? I was being impatient trying to enter here. Now, me trying to enter here was causing an issue because, again, they haven't made the decision. And it shows you straight away, because when they haven't made the decision, immediately what decision they can make. And don't get me wrong, it can still do it down here, but you've got better confluence when it does, because you've got more selling pressure because they broke the low. Then you've got buying pressure. Here, there was no confluence because there was no break of structure from the continuation of this day to show me that they're continuing to break. They went here, stopped, formed the floor, and it shows you what happens when they do that. Boom. They just went to buy straight up again. So now this has now put me in another loss. Overall, at this point, I had lost this much people here. I had lost this much monies in this trade, this much people. At this point, I was just there. I had to lick my wounds. Where this is supposed to be 7,000 people. Yeah, I had to lick my wounds after this candle here. Do you understand? But how I can avoid this happening, this is the next thing. Yes, you take losses. I'm showing you the breakdown of everything slowly, and so you can see the whole process. Yeah? Cool. Let's go here. Boom. Let's go back here. Let's do this. Cool. So now what happens now, guys and girls? Let's move it forward. Boom. Now, isn't this funny, guys and girls? Because what I've seen here and what you can see here, guys and girls, yeah, and it's better if I switch on Neo so you can see this properly here. Boom. Let's switch on Neo. This was actually the first break of structure in this whole week. Previous week, bearish. Sorry, in this whole week, not even previous. In this whole week, bearish. So the actual break and retest area was this support order that now flipped into a turncoat resistance. This one was like a minor one, hence why it just got broken. This was actually a very nice one. And if you actually got your entry from here, not saying this is how you should do it, because you could still bear that risk. It's better for you to wait for the break of structure, but we will test over time what happens. If you actually got your entry from here, you would have had a better trade set up, but we'll just put this one on the back burner for now. Let's just leave this here, just right there for now, yeah? Let's leave this, let's hide this. So it's just in the back burner, okay? Now, boom. So what do we do now, and how was I able to get better from this trade setup, guys and girls? This is what I was able to do. I'm gonna switch off Neo again, so everyone can see how it works with first action. Jeez, this pair's moving rapid. Boom. Boom. So on Monday, and it wasn't even me that started to see this straight away, even though I was kind of going in between gold. It was James that actually saw this. James just said something in the chat. I'm just going to move this over here. It's out of the way. Boom. So what do we see, guys and girls? We see another 4-hour sellers coming in the market. Look, break, retest. Now we see another 4-hour bunch of sellers coming in the market, okay? So we're just going to start deleting some stuff so there's not too much all over the chart. Yeah. Boom. We're going to see we've seen another 4-hour bunch of sellers, but we're not ready yet. We have to be patient, because we weren't patient the first time. This is what caused the mess up. Yeah. We have to be patient. Through the whole of last week, we weren't patient. This is a new week now. We have to be patient. We have to wait for the break of structure, people. Yeah. Remember, Neo's already told us this is a sell trade. Remember that, people. We've got everything. Neo's already said, sell signal, get ready to sell. Boom. So that's how we know gold can sell as well. Yeah. Really know that. You can see it from the structure I've shown you. If you're just even paying attention to the 4-hour structure alone, the price has gone into a downtrend, create a lower high. How do we see the continuation of this lower high? Boom. Now we can see here, gold has not only just done one sell order, it's done two. It's done two, people. It's done two. So they've put sell orders in. They've put more sell orders in. Cool. So now what do we see? We're just waiting. But remember, they've put sell orders in, but they've put buy orders in here. This is the first buy orders they put for the week. So they've got buy orders here, sell orders here. Let's just change this. So for the people that can, so they don't get confused with the confusion. Boom. So they put sell orders times 2 buy orders. So we can see there's stronger sellers than there are buyers here. And this is proven to us with this. Boom. Straight away on Asian session on Tuesday, we get a market structure break. Yeah. Just to show you guys and girls, this is how it looks on Neo. Boom. We get a market structure break. So you can see, so when I go forward, boom, you get the arrow appear there automatically. You even get the zone there automatically as well. The zone's automatic on Neo. Boom. Now, when we got this one, before we even go here, because obviously we can see what happens, yeah. Let's just put this on 15 minutes, so it's a bit slower, yeah. Boom. Now I've got my gold alert at this point from when the market starts to push. Gold is pushing. We're starting to get alerts coming up in gold as well. At this point, it did fluctuate from this one. It's fluctuated to a strong sell. Obviously, it's in replay mode, so it's a bit harder for you to see it. But I got the alert strong sell. So I'm like, okay, cool. Now, when we got this breakout here, again, I'm just going to switch off Neo so we don't have too much on the chart. Boom. Straight away, I've told everyone, okay, now we're looking for sell trade setups on this. This is what I broke this all down, how I'm breaking it down to you in the VIP group, not as signals in the VIP group this time, because these people have paid for my time. So it's only fair that they do get the most of the idea of everything. Now, I do have a gold group, which is fair. They could have got it as well, but I wasn't 100% on the signal. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to tell you the truth. I wasn't 100%, guys and girls. Remember, I'm building the strategy, the future strategy, and the confluences as we go. And I'm showing you all that, being very transparent. So boom, price action here has the last 4-hour high resistance up here. Entry here because this is the breakout area. Now, keeping it simple, you obviously just target your last lows, but you've got the levels where you need to target. Where do you need to target here, people? People ask me all the time, John, where's the take profit levels? Where are they, John? Well, you know now if you pay attention to these zones. Obviously, if you're looking for sells, you're looking for all the zones below. There was a zone here because this is a bullish, bearish candle. Yeah. You got ADR. I understand that, James. But sometimes the ADR is not caught up to what price action's about to do. Remember that. The ADR was built after the Neo signals was built. So you're not going to get the ADR perfectly aligning when a sell trade has appeared. ADR is when price has moved a certain amount. So if price moved a certain amount this way here, it will change the ADR from a bearish ADR into a bullish ADR. And that's what happened when price moved like this. Do you understand? So not all the time you're going to be able to use the ADR. So this is how you can use it with structure. When the ADR is there for you, 1000% use it. But in this one, the ADR was actually bullish. And if I show you when I switch this on, you'll see the ADR should be bullish. It's not bearish, can you see? So really, it's only giving you ADR levels for buys. Now, the ADR still probably is pretty strong even for this one as well, but it's not correct for you. Do you understand? No, I understand it did, my friend. I understand it did, James. But we can't be confusing for the masses. We have to be simple. Do you understand? Because you might get it, but then I'm going to have to re-answer 10 questions for someone else. Does that make sense, James? Do you understand? So, H, relax a second, my brother. Relax. Let me get into this, people. I didn't even ask the question. I didn't even ask the question. I said, let me show you. Relax, people. Relax, relax, relax. Chill. Drink some iced tea right now. Relax, relax. We'll get there. We'll get there. Relax. Now, boom. Remember, you have your bearish bullish candle here, which we know there are buy orders in this area. Where is your next bearish bullish candle? Over here, where there's buy orders in the market. Where is your next one below that one? Over here. These are all your liquidity spots. Do you understand, guys and girls? Because this is where all the buyers and the sellers are hiding. So if price wants to continue to sell, where's it going to go to? Any of these levels. So let's just see how it starts to play out now and what the market's doing. Boom, 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 boom. So we can see straight away, where did it go? It went from TP1 to TP2, pretty much so. Yeah, literally. So we went from there, from entry to TP2. Do you understand? Yes, this might be TP2 down here for some, but this area is TP because it can go anywhere in this area. And you can see what price action did. As soon as it got into this area, what does it do? It starts to react, and then it does what, guys and girls? Let's just clear this one here. Boom. We don't need this one. It creates a new floor. Can you see? Creates a new floor right here. So if you want gold to continue this sell pattern, and this is the trade I got, and what I was able to do, I didn't tell you this, what I was able to do is take my $7,000 loss and change that into it was even more than that, it was like $9.8 thousand win. Do you understand? Patiently waiting for what, people? The market to form structure. Now, giving me that with what I have on Neo, it told me that it was actually doing what, guys and girls? It told me while this sell was happening, Neo, this is what this does for you. This is why it's amazing. It told me that GC, you can even see it now. This is the live market, by the way. This ain't replay no more. Look, gold velocity minus 3.5. So what it's telling me right now is GC, the gold future, is pulling against the dollar. So GC is selling and the dollar is buying. And it's telling me at what speed it's doing that. So the higher the speed, the better it is for me. Do you understand? Because obviously, if it's doing that, because it's a sell, that's why it's negative. So it's pulling against it fast, which is helping me. So it's telling me that this is a strong move. Not only do we have that, all of these zones you see me drawing here, from the 4-hour chart to the daily to the weekly, you have in this table here, the analysis table. You also have the break of structures as well, set from the chart you're viewing to the daily to the weekly. You can change all these time frames, but these are the ones I like to see. So you can see how clear gold is telling you that you're looking for sells. Do you understand? You can also see the IFVGs as well, which again, it's got the daily bearish IFVG. Even though it broke through it, it was the last one that was locked in place. So it's telling you that the trend decision was this decision. So you got the daily, you got the weekly, and you got the, do you understand? You've got the 4-hour chart as well. Now, what I'm trying to do as an upgrade is put these confluences here to give you the level of the trade. So what I've done, people, which is mad, I've basically made a breakdown of everything in this table here, which goes bigger as well. If you've watched the previous Zooms, this table is actually working out 5,400 different combinations of what the best trades are based on them pulling away from each other, which ones are doing it the strongest based on a whole bunch of mathematical features, yeah? To also having the confluence of all of what you're getting from that specific pair from its break of structure, the order levels being built at the same time, and the IFVGs. Do you understand? Now, from that, going into one Confluence tab, telling you that this will be an A plus trade, an A trade, a B trade, a C trade, or a D trade. Do you understand? Now, I haven't fully finished the Confluence grade yet, because like I said, I'm one man and I'm coding this all alone. And you got to see you can see my journey through the videos. It takes a lot of time to do this stuff. But that's the point I'm trying to get to. So it gives us a grade of trade. I just have to see the difference and the workout between which ones give you the strongest. Oh, this is the definite entry for this one. Do you understand? But we're getting there. Right now, it works out everything based on a certain value of what appears here between the break of structure, the IFVGs, and the velocity appearing as well. So you do get a good confluence. And usually what happens is you'll get the CD first, B, A, and then A plus when it becomes a very good trade. Do you understand? So it's like a flow. It's telling you that, let's say this was all bullish. It's getting weaker. So imagine these three are bullish. It's getting bearish. It's getting weaker. It's definitely getting weaker. Brother, you better look for yourself now if you're not already in it. And definitely you're in the sell by the time it's got to A plus. Do you understand? So it kind of goes from like a flow from bullish to bearish, bearish to bullish to bearish. This is what it's doing, guys and girls. This is how it's set up at the moment. Sometimes it might skip something because of an aggressive move. So it might go from CD straight to A and A plus and then B as well. Do you understand? But again, that's if a massive move comes. So we're just going to remove all of this from the chart quickly. And you can see how Neo is still clean, how it's set up. Okay. And this is what we're looking for. So if gold breaks this low here, this is when we're going to be looking for continuations of sells lower on the trade setup. For now, because, where is it? Because gold has got buyers here, I'm not trying to buy in. I'm not trying to sell into this zone because it can just reject. And then if it rejects this level, let's say it closes bearish, this candle, it can reject this level. This will become a seller's resistance. It could break here, continue, and start buying up. Do you understand? So we want, if it breaks below this level, there's a stronger chance that it can continue to sell. Yes, it could still be an incorrect trade in general. I'm not saying it's going to be perfect, but you have such a higher probability of the trade continuing to sell. Do you understand? Look at this now, guys and girls. We go over to USD CAD and you can see the breakout of the trade. You can see the same thing from here. So we go to USD CAD. And you can see, look where it's telling you velocity 4.54. This is what I was telling you is buying. Look, you can see CD. So you've got C plus 1, D 2. You can see it. So it's doing the same thing here. And it gave me the breakout. So as soon as the market was moving, I said that as long as we get the break of structure here, which was at 2 a.m. in the morning, we should get the continuation of this buy trade here. for USD CAD. Boom. You can even see it's appearing number 8 here on this table here, telling you to look for buys. Neo's already given us a Neo signal. Remember, I just got rid of the information because I'm trying to speak to you guys and girls, so it's not in a way. But look here, boom, Neo's already told you, which I had an alert for. I want you to know you have alerts for these. So you can set alerts just so everyone can see. You can literally set the alert. Look, you set the alert for Neo to give you a Oracle position tool, buy or sell, or any direction. So if you've got watch list alerts, boom. So Neo will give you an alert telling you, hey, USD CAD buy trade today. Then all you're waiting for is what, people? Exactly what I was teaching you on gold. You're just waiting for the market to break through the levels it needs to. At 2 a.m. in the morning, it showed us that, hey, this level here, this little level, so tiny. There's a little level there, boom, got broken. This is exactly when I told everyone to enter the trade. Look what's happening now. Do you understand? Literally, people, this is it. There's no if, buts, maybes, no funny stuff. It was that simple. What gave me the extra confluence of it, I told you, is the velocity. The velocities told me that, hey, they are pushing. Imagine they've done this buy order, but at the same time as they've done this buy break of structure from that resistance level where the sell orders were, it's also telling me that what? It's telling me this, guys and girls. It's told me that the Dixie, Dixie, let's get my writing, is moving away from the Canadian dollar, from the CAD. Because if it wasn't, I wouldn't get a velocity alert. Do you understand? I wouldn't get no type of velocity. So I'm getting velocity alerts because it's telling me that Dixie's pushing up right now, saying, hey, John, Dixie's pushing up, and CAD futures is pushing down. So I'm not just getting in a trade for no reason. It's literally telling me Dixie's pushing up and CAD's pushing down. No matter what strategy you trade, guys and girls, I'm just going to put it this way for you. No matter what strategy you trade, you want this to happen. This is why Neo's so good for anybody that trades anything, regardless if you don't want to listen to what John's doing, you don't care what I'm doing. The fact that I've created that with all of its mathematical calculations, just that alone is why you want Neo. Because no matter what you trade, however you trade, doesn't matter who you are, every single pair must be moving away from each other for you to make actual profits. If it's not doing that, then you're not going to make profits because it's just literally consolidated. There is no trickery to that. That is fact that anybody can go and research. You understand? So this is what makes it so great. It's literally telling me, you can see how strong it is. It's telling us it's a 4.93. So it's like, hold on. If this starts going to 5 and it closes at 5, the next candle should be huge because it's telling us what the banks are doing right now. Saying, listen, look, you guys are seeing this trade live right now. Yeah. Smoking hot. Okay. Boom. Has anybody got any questions so far from anything I've said? Just so I know. Yeah, get rid of all that. Anybody got any questions so far? Look at this, boom. The 4-hour candle just closed. You see it went to hyper. So the fact that it's gone to hyper now, this is a good chance that we could see the next candle as a super breakout on this pair. So this should be a good breakout. It's either gonna, it should go either half the way here, or we could get a straight ADR free hit. So this is a hyper, but I want you to pay attention to this one, guys and girls, as I've told you before. This is the first week of the 2-week candle open as well, by the way. So this is why we could be seeing this move. So there was actually moves, but it was just in a funny fashion. But I'll get better and better with that 2-week breakout. Don't worry. So we're good right now. We're good. This is a good trade to hold. This is a good place to put your stop loss at break even if you want to. I'm not going to do that, but if you are in this trade, you can put your stop loss at break even because ideally it shouldn't be coming all the way back here. And if it does, that means they're not ready for this move yet. Maybe they are later on in the week for the big move, but you can put your stop loss at break even. Boom. So, cool. So there's no questions there. So, what else was I going to show you? I'm going to show you something else here. What was I going to do? What's going to do? It's going to do something else. Okay, so let's just go into this. So you can see this is not the only pair. You can see GBP and USD here. Boom. Same thing, GBP USD. When this candle here, which one is this? The 10 o'clock. When this candle here was selling, we was getting alerts. Boom. You can even see how it pulled back. Where did GBP USD pull back from? So you can even see how you had the breakout previously. This was on the Monday, but you had your breakout structure here today. Look, boom. You had your break of structure here of the zone. What did it do? It just retested the zone. And from here, if you were in on this trade, this was still a 13 pip stop loss you could have had here with a 70 pip trade. If you had a 70 pip trade here and your stop loss was higher based on the highs, you would have had at least a 1-to-1 on this trade setup going up here. So you had a 1-to-1 on this trade, people. Okay, you see? If you wanted to get in a bit more conservative, you was willing to maybe not put your stop loss, watch the trade a little bit more. You had a 14 pip stop loss for a 70 pip trade. And this was told, you were told this, look, hyper sell 7.1. Notice how we got all of these with the USD pairs last week, people, and now we're getting these with all like the GBP, AED. We're getting all of these now this week. So you got to, this is why I keep trying to tell people that do have Neo, you got to watch the flow. Once you get the flow, you're going to be like, ah. And I've noticed that this flow tends to kick off from Tuesday more than it does on Monday. And that could make sense with COT data, the commitment of traders. They place their order on Tuesday. We see the results on Friday. This is why we're seeing the big breakouts. How are we going to see these breakouts, guys and girls? With what I'm teaching you with structure, we more than likely might have a Neo signal and we have the velocity. Gives us a super edge to see the COT data being formed because we're seeing when they're placing the COT order because we're getting velocity alerts. So when they are placing huge orders, we already know what they're doing and how they're doing it because we can see that they're pushing away from each other. So GBP was pushing away from Dixie. This is what Neo's doing for you. So we can see them placing the commitment of traders report in live market conditions rather than waiting. Do you understand? Okay, cool. So this is this one here. Gold is selling massive now. That's no problem. Let's go here. So you can see, remember, gold has been, you saw that people as well. I want people to see this in this pool. See it, people. People see it. Remember, from the beginning of the Zoom call when we got our first gold alert, this is why I said the alerts are so good. It let us know, keep your eye on gold. You didn't miss anything. You didn't miss anything. Remember, it told us before gold had done this extra sell here. It told us before. This is what I'm trying to tell you. What I've created. I've created fire, people. I've created. I'm not stealing gold. I made my money. I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm good. Anyone else can trade gold if they want to. I'm good. Good, bro. I got spanked from gold last week. As soon as I made that money, boy, I woke up, I was spit out my saliva from my mouth. That was good. Bro, that was good. I'm not trading gold no more at the moment. Gold is in a very weird place, and I just don't like the way it's in this forever long buy, and it's trying to sell now and so and so. But obviously, I'll try and give you guys and girls examples. Doesn't mean I won't try and take a trade here or there. I'm definitely not going to try and take that much risk on gold no more because, boy, I'm tired of it. It's right now, gold is just weird. So, boom, and yeah, some people might be trading it perfectly. Great on them. Doesn't really bother me. There's other stuff to trade. It's not that deep. So what we can see here is, look, the confirmation of this low. This low hasn't been broken yet. So this is still a trap right now. When this low gets broken, then what you would do, let's say this low does get broken. Hopefully it's not a huge candle. This is what you'll do on gold. You'd enter wherever it closes. So let's say it closed here. You can enter here, pardon me, and then your stop loss will be above this confirm zone here, which is the seller's resistance on the 4 hour. You understand? And then obviously now the ADR is back here, you'll target the ADR levels. Can you see? Boom. If it, let's just say this was where the candle closed, boom, you'd have entered here. Now, if the candle doesn't close here, yeah, boom. Sorry, if the candle closed maybe lower, that's a bit different. But what you'd want to do, your safer one would obviously be waiting for it to pull back to the retest area. If you wait for it to pull back to the retest area, then you obviously get a better risk to reward in your trade setup, taking it from ADR to ADR, basically. You understand? Now, it hasn't broken this level, so it could still technically buy back up. So if you do get in expecting it to drop, that's completely up to you. I'm not saying, but if it does break back up, I've explained in full in this Zoom call what can happen to traders when that happens. So you don't have to walk away salty or angry. This is why I wasn't pissed about the money I lost. I wasn't pissed because I've just shown you, or this is exactly what I was doing behind the computer, while other people might have been thinking, oh, what's going on, John, or whatever. Just breaking this all down. I was just like, I clearly just wasn't patient. Like, and this is why I even put in the hyper growth that I take full accountability. even from the USD CHF trade that I took. Like, yeah, it sucks, but we did get payouts from that group. It's not like we just lost money, literally. Yeah, I think there's only one person. There was two people, but the first person didn't have to. They just never withdrew their money. There was an agreement between me and the trader, which is fair. That happens. We took the risk and it didn't work then, but we can get it back. And there was one other person that just joined in the last week, but that's sod's law. You know, someone could join by Neo today, and then we have three winners, three losers. It just happens. But then, you know, the previous week we had 10 winners. Do you understand? So that's just the way of anything, really. It's not really, it's how the game goes. But yeah, what I'm trying to say is we did withdraw money. You know, like I said, I made some bad choices and I put my hand up. I put my hand up. I said, made some bad choices. Like, what can I do? I'm still human, man. I'm still human. Like, and plus that group trades 33% risk, people. So you're not trading 1 or 2% risk. You're trading 33% risk, multiple accounts. Yeah, it's a bit of a bloodshot red eye trade moment sometimes when it starts going negative. You know what I mean? So yeah, boom. So this is how you'll trade gold. Literally, you got to wait for the breakout. So again, you'll hit at this zone here, just so it's in the Zoom call for everyone. Boom. You're looking for 4860. Boom. So you want price action to go there. 4860. That's what you're looking for sells from there. Or you're waiting to see where it does. If it breaks out and goes here, let's say it just breaks out to this level, you might miss the trade. It may not pull back and sell back down. It may just continue to fly down. It might just do a massive big sell candle. I don't know. That's how the cookie crumbles. It's like how this one did. It could have just sold from this candle and never pulled back, but it did. And I was patient, waited, and got in and got the sell. So you're literally like that. So the pullback area is 4860. And if it doesn't do that, then obviously that's whatever the live market does. You just have to wait for that. But your stop loss area, if it does break this low, is above here. If it doesn't break this low, then yeah, leave the trade. Just leave it. Don't touch it. But that's if it does break this low. You have to wait for you're gonna have to wait for the next 4 hour candle now, because yeah, they literally paganed you by not closing below that level. Because if not, this would have been the perfect retest here. Yes, it's getting a bit of drawdown, but it could now reverse and start selling. Cool. So that's gold. GBP ORD was one. Let's see if it sold. GBP ORD was an early signal as well, popping up. GBP ORD was an early signal from this candle here. It did break the level. Now all it did is it's the same thing, people. I'm telling you, it's part and parcel. And what I'm seeing is between the A and the C. Right now, it's not really the B, it's the A and the C. Usually what tends to happen is I've noticed you get the C1 or you get the A telling you that this idea of what I've shown you in this Zoom call is happening for the correct trade, which again will place through the velocity for you as well. Because I've set the grades to have a velocity level to them for them to appear. So the stronger the grade, the stronger the velocity. So you should be in a good trade. But again, I'm still tweaking it. So I'm letting people know, even though I'm still going to get asked, I'm letting people know. But what I've seen is between when it starts to do the C, the D, so it's CD, because there isn't enough columns. It kind of just did that. But the C, the D, between the C and the D and the A, usually. But then you could get C, D, and B. I've got to check it over time. But here, it gave us this entry from here, guys and girls. It gave us this entry from here. We had to wait for the break of structure. Look what it did. If I'm lying and flying, I can't make this up. Look how mad this would have been. Even this was a quick scalp trade. Even though your stop loss should be higher for it to be correct. And when I code it, it will be higher. Yeah, not even here, it's here. Boom. Let's say your entry was here. The stop loss. When I did the first version of Neo, this is how I was giving you stop losses and entries, by the way, people. It was based on the break of structure or IFVGs. It was based on all of this. This is what I did. But then I got rid of that old first table. Bit annoying because I did all the mathematics and coding for it. So now I have to do it all again. But look here, boom. So imagine here, literally, if you were watching this trade, so far this was a 11R trade. Simply based on the fact everyone saw it. GBP Ord gave you the alert. You waited for the break of structure. You waited for the retest, like I'm trying to explain to you on gold. And if you actually just entered this trade, you had a 6 pip stop loss based on the retest. So look, boom. Do you understand? Your safer stop loss is supposed to be at the top here, yes. But if you are watching the trade, I don't know, maybe you've got enough leverage to risk what you've got in your account. Here, boom. This was a 6 pip stop loss and an 11R trade. Quick thing, boom, one candle, done for the day. Do you understand? This is what people are able to catch when they're paying attention and learning what I'm trying to teach you here. Does that make sense what I've just said to you guys and girls? So if you're able to watch, yes, but if you are losing the trade, yes, you understand why, because again, stop loss is supposed to be up here. So if the trade starts pulling back a little bit and then maybe stops here, the trade, then start selling down, you know why. But if you were watching it and you were lucky, this was an 11-hour trade, boy. That was a nice thing. So anyone got any questions? Let me know, please. Anyone got any questions? Any questions? Boom. Let's go see NZD USD. It should have started folding down. Yeah, look at that. Boom. But this one here is trap move, you see? So right now, it's either going to melt or not. But what it didn't do, it was doing some fake buys earlier to get you scared. And this is what I'm saying. You got to be patient. What it didn't do is this. No. Yes, sir. Mouse is going a bit haywire there, people. Yeah. Boom. It didn't break this low here. Boom. It's got to break this low. So it failed to break this low. So this candle, we needed this candle to break this low. And when it breaks this low again, it could break retest or it could just sell off of here. This will give you a better idea. So this might be something that can happen in Asian session if there's like odd news or something like that. It could break this low or later on today, it could sneakily break this low. If it breaks this low, pretty much from tomorrow. Yeah, but if you get a sell alert, then yeah, it's more than likely melting for the continuation. Any other questions, people? Any other questions? Let me know. Like I said, this Zoom was just an update, literally. But notice how here for the bearish sells, there is no grades appearing for bearish sells. So you wouldn't even be in this. Look how the grades are not even there for any bearish sells. Can you see, people? It's not even a C or D bearish. So even though you've got the velocity alert telling you it's third place, can you see why this makes sense? So before I did this update, which was during last week when I was seeing the mistakes I was making, I was like, hold on, there's still something missing here to make it easier for us to quick snap. So you can see, boom, there is no bearish compared to when you go to GBP USD, which was giving you alerts from pretty much early London session. Look at the difference in the board, and we'll see it here from here. If you've got any questions, please say them now. If you're in here, let me know. Let me know. Yeah. Well, look here, you can already see it saying C1, but let's just see, boom. So this was from here. Let's go here. Boom. Boom. That's your break of structure. To the Asian session open. Look here, see? Can you see it says C1 already? And notice how a lot of things are in line for a bearish sell. There you see it's saying C1. Cool. Then when we start moving a bit more, boom, you can obviously see the breakout candle as well. Boom, okay, won't do anymore. I should have done 15 minutes, but yeah, you get the drift. Boom. So you still got even C1 here at the moment. This is what I'm saying. You still haven't got A or anything, but you at least had C1 to give you something. So I've just got to prioritize which ones are the right ones, which ones definitely mean it's starting. So even if it's a quick scalp, day trade, whatever, I got to prioritize the Confluence grades, but at least it had it, C1. And GBP, oh yeah, GBP Ord had it. I'm just trying to see each other pairs. USD, let's see USD JPY, because that was one that was selling first before it started buying. Let's go USD JPY. Let's see if it's changed. So you can see USD JPY is still bearish, but look at what it's doing. Can you see? No good. Let's go to USD CHF. See what it's doing. Obviously, this one fine. This one has broken structure now. Didn't break structure before. It's broken structure now. But you can see it's still bearish. So these are trades that might continue, might do the move tomorrow. They're not ready yet. This is what I'm seeing in theory. Even though you're seeing this breakout, it feels like they're not ready yet. And look how much junk there is here at the moment. There's even a sellers trapped here. Sorry, buyers trapped at this point. So yeah, literally it's just a waiting game. So the highest point I would say here, obviously we can see is here. It's already drawing it out for you, the zone. So once it does a big buy and breaks this area, this will more than likely turn one of these bullish, and that'll be something to see. So let's just say this turns C1 bullish, and then through the rest of the week we do see a buy continuation. That gives us the confirmation that okay, this is reading right, and we should be waiting for these even if we're seeing the move. Because if it don't, you more than likely could be in the wrong move until it starts to appear. So yes, you might miss a little bit of the leg, but you don't know. It could be a little leg, pull all the way back, and then do the real move. Example of this one, I believe, is here for you guys and girls. I'm just trying to show you all of this so you can learn this whilst we're in the Zoom call. So again, I'm still tweaking. I am still tweaking the Confluence grade. But look here, this was a fantastic week. But GBP USD, we had the buy trade entry from the Tuesday here. I know all these trades, a lot of them, because obviously you're just going to remember those winners, boy. You're going to remember the losers that sting you. Look here, boom. You can see we've already got the C anyway appearing. Well, our entry for this trade came on the Tuesday. Okay, now it's gone off the board. Let's just see here. Boom, can you see C1 already? Is this Tuesday? No, this is still Monday, but you see we had the C. Okay, it's bearish. Boom. Okay, see now you've got mix, but you still got the B1 here. You've got the B1. We had the Neo signal here for the buy. Obviously, it's not on the not here at the moment, it's switched off, but you had the B1 and you had the Neo signal. So what was you waiting for? You was waiting for price action to break through this level here. So I had someone said something. C1 means, I'm not sure who Zoom user is, but again, if you haven't, anyone that's had Neo from the beginning, they would understand that this was the Confluence tab. It's already, remember, everything I do on Neo is there's a whole bunch of stuff going on. Now, the whole bunch of stuff going on with these Confluence grades is it's working out what all of this is saying here, break of structure for this chart, daily, weekly, etc., etc. I put a whole list of what it's really doing anyway in the group. If you scroll up, and I think I did it on Sunday, I'm pretty sure I did it. And it's there in the Neo VIP, Reloaded VIP group. You scroll up and look on Sunday. I pasted a whole thing that breaks down what it was doing before, what it does now. So it's breaking down the calculations between, is there a break of structure on this chart, that chart? Is there an IFVG as well at the same time? And then I've mixed in the bank flow with it now. Is it doing this? So there, whatever it works out, it will now give you the calculations. And think of it as like what we do for trading. Traders call it an A plus trade, a good trade, an A trade, a good trade. So they call it A plus a great trade, A trade, a good trade, a B trade, an okay trade, and obviously CD becomes weaker. Do you understand? But I'm trying to make it so it can make sense in my own version of it. That's why I said I'm still tweaking it. But if it's told you it's a B1 trade, it's telling you that there's an okay trade coming. Do you understand? And we already know Neo has a 40 to 60% win rate. And it's told us already, Neo, it did have the long and short tool here. Again, all of this is recorded in the chats. You can see them on this day. There was a buy trade here for Neo, like this. Signal appeared. You understand? So we've got signal appeared. We've got B here telling us that this is making sense for buys, this whole chart here. Boom. We obviously just want to wait for price to break above this seller's resistance area. So we know buyers are continuing. Boom. Price breaks above it. Great. When price breaks above it, you don't even need your stop loss here. Your stop loss could be here now because this is a low. Remember, we have to look at the lows. So you've entered here. Boom. Right here. This is how you've entered. You're going for 1 to 2, 1 to 3. Yeah. Literally. You're going for, let's say 1 to 2. You're going for this trade. Now, I already know before I go anywhere, it's not going to go 1 to 2 this trade because I already know what happened because we took this trade. But it still did give you a breakout on the trade. Boom. Can you see? It gave you a breakout here. So what this trade did give you is this 1 to 1.5. And how did we know? Look how price reacted off of the 2 ADR. We basically took price from where it was 1 ADR to the next ADR. And this is how you can start to mark out your trade. Again, as soon as this had happened and price had now created this resistance, you're waiting to see what happens. But remember, I told you can break even your trade at this point. So if you've entered here, you put your break even once this candle had closed like this. So you're not in a loss. I want you to know at this point, you break even your trade. Boom. Now you would have hit your break even at this point. So you would have either had partial profits, taken this, whatever you wanted to do. Remember, it's all broken down for you. This is a dynamic market. You would have known what I did is I closed at ADR2 and the proof of all of that's in the group. So I told everyone I'm closing my trade. Price is at ADR2. This trade has been buying since Monday and haven't really seen no major pullbacks before it bought. So I'm closing my trade here. And that's what I did. I showed everyone We made money in the group, in the VIP group. We made money in hyper growth, etc. So boom, you can see what happens here. But look, now we're starting to see that this market is getting more bullish now. Yeah, more. We're starting to see this happen. But we have to wait because remember, we've got some levels. Unless price breaks above here, we're not going to see no buy trades or even above this one. Look what happens. We don't see it yet. No worries, Tim. Good night. I know it's 2 a.m. in the morning there, mate. So good night. Boom. Boom. Can you see price breaks lower? It doesn't break above these levels. So we're not, even though it's saying buys here, not looking for buys. Remember, we never even had a velocity buy. So yes, there was a neo buys can continue. We didn't have no velocity. We didn't see no breakouts of the levels that we should have seen broken out that I've explained to you from the beginning of this Zoom. It went lower. So we're waiting. We're waiting. Boom. Boom. We're waiting. We're not seeing no buys. Remember, the level it needs to break is this level here. I'll draw it for you right here. So this is a neo trade that can buy still, but we need to see it break this level. Look how it's failing to break that level. It's failing. Look. Now we've got another level even here as well. Look what happens. If I'm lying, I'm flying, people. Watch. Watch. Still nothing. It's got a level here, just so you know. So nobody can say, oh, you missed this level, John. There's a level here. Yes. There's a level here. Yes. But look at all the levels above you. You've got all of this above you. You basically got this whole area here. As you can see, you can tell when consolidation is happening as well, because look what happens. Bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish. It's showing you. You've got 3 of them like that. That's consolidation. So what you want, as soon as you get 2 in the same place, you want the price to break above the first one. Because if it doesn't, it could just stop by the second one, literally. Do you understand? And yes, Neo will get coded better and better to pick this up for you. 100% people. Don't worry. Don't worry. But I'm trying to teach you so you can get it now rather than waiting for me to do it and then have it. You should be able to do it now because I can do it now. So I want you to be able to do it now. Look, bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish. That's telling you consolidation. You don't have to worry where it's there. It's there. It's right in front of you. Look, boom. Price is failing. It's not breaking higher. Boom. Can you see? Can you see what I'm saying? Look what they did. They didn't even break through one, people. They broke through this resistance. 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 And they broke through this resistance. They broke through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 6 resistance in one candle. Do you see that, guys and girls? Do you see that? They literally broke through one resistance of 5 candles. But notice how it never broke one. It only broke one resistance with the fake out. And I saw this on this day and I was wondering, how would you be able to spot the difference of this? But this was one of them. It broke through it in one move. This is where your first sign is. If you start to think, oh, can I buy or sell this pair? And you start seeing this, yeah, where price is doing this big buildup of bullish bearish candles or bearish bullish candles together. You're just seeing that. You want them to break the highest one before you even start looking at the continuation of those buys. And now look, boom. Can you see? Massive candle. What do we get? And now look at this, guys and girls. Watch the beauty. Now you saw how it went to hyper on here. It said hyper there. Now look at this beauty. Look at this beauty, people. Look at this. Look at this right here. Look at this right there. The next day, boom. So this is where you could have seen, okay, yeah, we've broken above. Where are we going the next day? When is the buy continuations? Yeah, you might have even missed this one. Cool. It's okay. Boom. Look at this right there. Look at this right there, people. Look at this right there. You see right there, people? You see it right there? Look at what it does. Can you see the trade? And this ain't finished. Look at this right there. Look at this right there. Boom. Look at the next breakout here. No bearish breaks, people. Remember that. No bearish breaks. Look. Boom. No bearish breaks. Can you see? Can you see the real definition of a trend? So the question that was asked now, so where is your entry? Your entry is right here, my friend. Right from the beginning, right here. Look, this trade has broken the area. As soon as this trade broke in the area, obviously this is going to give you very, very big stop loss. Look. Is it short? No. Look. Look right here. Boom, long. Remember, velocity alert would be flying. It's right. No, I'm doing it. Yes, sir. No, which was the right tool. Yeah, boom. Look, stop loss here. Yeah, stop loss here or stop loss here. Yeah, because this is very big area. Yeah, boom. Entry on close of this candle. Look, targeting 1 to 2, 1 to 2, 1 to 3. Yeah, look, you target 1 to 3, it'll be here. You target 1 to 2, like most people. Look, boom, there. In the same day, next day, enter, boom, 1 to 2 tap, boom. Super trade, you see? Right there. Once this happened here and you got this next higher low here, you move your stop loss to this level here. So you enter here, yeah? I can't even move it here, but yeah, boom, your stop loss, you would have been in break even anyway, and stop loss would have been here. Look, because you have a next low here, you move your stop loss below that low. Bearish bullish means low has been formed, you see? You see, you do it the same thing here. Look. Bearish bullish. You see, bearish bullish, bearish bullish, bearish bullish. You see, the stop loss goes there. You see, you see how you just trail in trade. You see, look. Boom, break it through. Look, it goes here. Look, oh, you worried here, but your stop loss is here. Boom, as soon as it break at that level. Look, bearish, bullish here. Boom, next one. You see how it go? Right there. That's it. It's simple. It's not hard, people. You're not going to become a professional over this. I've been doing this, what I'm telling you, with these bearish bullish candles for 3 years, people. 3 or 4 years. You're not going to learn it overnight, but that's why I'm trying to teach you it again. And I've told you, if you're confused about it, I've got like a 2-hour Zoom call showing you how to draw it manually. You understand? Where I break down how to trade it with gold. And it'll be in the link of this video. But what I'm trying to tell you overall is that you can see how strong it is, and you can see how you use it with Neo. And you got to remember, Neo is doing a lot of this automatically for you in this thing here. But you have to learn how to become trying to be good at it, because you can see how strong it is. That's why I did it with no indicators at first. I'm not trying to teach you nonsense. I'm actually trying to make you a better trader. And how you can become a better trader is actually mastering where they're literally placing these support and resistance areas, which are also like sell and buy areas. And like I've said, the strongest time frame to use it on is the 4 hour. I haven't even gone into the daily ones yet, guys and girls. I haven't even gone into it. Because a simple definition of even from this area here, look, if you went over to the daily chart, you didn't even need to get caught in all that kerfuffle. Because on the daily time frame, look here, boom, there's just a zone right there. So all you have to do is just wait for them to break that. This is why daily break of structures can work so well. Do you understand? But you've got to understand the logic of why this daily break of structure is going to be better than any other daily break of structure that might not do anything like this one here. Can you see? But look, when that whole consolidation happened, realistically, you didn't even need to wait for the 4 hour chart. You just had to wait for the daily break of structure. And look what it did. It just broke daily structure, retested it on the Friday, and did the massive move. Simple. Do you understand? Simple. And it never had to break daily structure after that again. It was that simple, guys and girls. It just broke daily structure, which this is just a daily resistance level. And then boom. Is that making sense for you? Simple. So this is all it is. You've got to wait for your break of structures. Remember, it tells you this is the arrow. This arrow here tells you, is this going to be my entry level? Well, yeah, because it broke all of that consolidation level. One, all of these bullish bearish candles, it broke every last one of them. Two, you've got a flipping 5.0 velocity. I don't know what else you're waiting for there. Because telling you the banks are flipping buying. They're buying. And you see the size of the candle anyway. That's another one. And then three, you send it in the trade. Simple. Literally. The only thing that you would have done here is maybe because the stop loss is a bit big, you might have lowered your risk a bit more, because obviously the stop loss is a bit bigger because of the candle. But the end of the trade, done. Ain't got no stresses. And it was the same thing that it did last week for the JPYs. If we go to USD JPY, this was a Neo trade. USD JPY. Go here. This will be the last one I show. If you ain't got no questions, then it's all good. This was a free signal, massive signal. And I didn't see anybody tell me to make money off this signal. I can't believe it, but this was a free signal, people, that I gave out. No, if it's all there from me. Look, you can see it right here when Neo popped up the signal. And it told you as well, just so everyone can see that does watch this signal, give it the time of day, hopefully so. It gave you all of the levels here with Neo. So you can see it. Boom. It'll pop up in a second. There you go. So I don't know why that happened, but let's go here. Let's go here. Boom. Let me see here. Okay, from this day here. It was a Tuesday signal. Like I told you, the COT data was a Tuesday signal. I've noticed that the majors tend to move 8 to 9 out of 10 times. The move starts from the Tuesday. That's what I've noticed with the major pairs. It's about being able to spot it. Look here, boom. Neo gave you the whole signal. So this is a Neo trade that you could have got in straight away. Literally, you didn't even need to stress about anything else. But look, already, look, A1, 1 bar ago, fresh, new. It's telling you. B, 2 bars ago, fresh. So it's telling you that the Bears are taking over the Bulls that are not even on the strong side because they're on C and D. So it's already told you that. Now, pay attention to this. Boom. Velocity. This is when we would get an alert, strong sell. So this is where we would say, okay, yeah, this trade is pushing most times. So this is what we would wait for a lot of the time because then it's giving us a better indication. We've already got the break of structure here. And from that velocity, all it did, look, if I'm lying, I'm flying. This was the support level. All it did is break through it. Boom. It didn't even retest this one, I don't think. Just broke through it. Boom. There you go. Here's the retest. You see it whipped and retest. So even with that velocity alert, if you waited, here was your retest. So if you wanted to get sharper with it, if you want to, I wouldn't suggest you walk away and do this. This is if you're watching the chart. Stop loss there. Target your ADR lows. This is already a 4 to 6 hour trade. Boom. Look here. Boom. TP smashed. You see? If he was going down to the next low here, which is an 11 hour trade, people. Look here, it started to buy back a bit. Boom. And then eventually, for the week, does this one go down? I don't think this one goes all the way down. Let's check. I think it does one more dip. Let's see. News. Nope. Boom. This one didn't go any further. So this one went all the way to here, but that's still fine. That was a 7.8 hour trade. You see? It's simple. This is where it is, but it gave you your 1 to 3 with Neo. Like, I can't make this up. That's what I'm trying to tell people. I can't make it up. If you want to make money and you want to make easy money, get yourself Neo. It's going to tell you what trades to look for and everything else through the steps of the way. I'm telling you what to do anyway until you get better. Once you get better, you don't have to do it yourself. So, boy, that's it, guys and girls. I'll leave it there. What else can I say? Try and make some money. Hopefully USD CAD buys to the moon, doesn't try to take us out. But even if it doesn't, you can see how you could have made money on USD CAD anyway. Obviously, I'm hoping for a big trade, but the market doesn't have to do a big trade. Yeah. But still, you would have been in some type of profits from USD CAD. And that was a free trade that I gave out from start to finish. And gold as well was another one. But I never gave that in every group. I just gave that to the VIP members. So let's even go check gold quickly before I switch off. You see why I said don't enter gold? See how gold is respecting the level? You see? We have to wait for it to break. And then USD CAD. Let's see what's blocked. If anything's blocking USD CAD's way. Look here. Look exactly where USD CAD stopped. I'm lying and flying, people. Look where it stopped. Look, boom. So there's a resistance level there. Can you see? So what we want it to do right now is it needs to break this level. Once it breaks and closes above this level, it can more than likely continue. If not, isn't it funny that this resistance level is perfectly at ADR2? It's perfectly there at ADR2. So it wouldn't shock me if magically this level here held and then price started to sell back down. I wouldn't be pissed. You understand? The most I would do is put a break even and be like, okay, it's not ready yet. Maybe it's going to do another move and then it'll be ready. But this is what it could do. So this is where I'm trying to tell people trade management. You can see now. So what you can do is wherever your stop loss is, you put your stop loss into entry right now. You understand? Don't just sit there. You understand? You can put your stop loss at entry, or you can put your stop loss lower in thingy because here's the last high low. So technically, price should not break this high low. It was down here earlier. The high low was all the way down here, or yeah, it was like literally down here. This is where it was, but now it's not there. Now the high low became here, and then now it's here. Can you see? Boom. So now you can put your stop loss here, or you can put it at entry. It's up to you, and wait to see what price does. Do you understand? So it's either going to respect this level or it's going to reject from this level. But now you're not confused. You're not just leaving it. You're not idling. You with what I've taught you through last Zoom and this Zoom, you can manage your trade better if you actually learn about these zones. And that's where I'll leave this Zoom call. Love you all. No Diddy. Peace. Leave it there. Yeah, get at me in the group. When I get Neo, message me. Peace.